So I'm going to be covering the short game in this video, and first off we're going to start with a chip shot. So a chip shot is where, compared to a pitch shot, the pitch shot flies more in the air and runs less on the green, whereas your chip shot flies less in the air and runs more on the green. A chip shot for me is in between a putting and pitching. So the way I play a chip shot is I'll set up with my putting set up, but I'll use my full swing grip. My arms just relax like when I'm putting, and when I putt I turn my head slightly towards the target because I don't want it coming up as I hit through impact. And the next thing is we're going to push our hands forward, because what that does is it allows us to hit down on the ball so it goes up in the air. And so when I putt, I guide the club back just with the inside of my elbow, and all it is just back and through. Now we're going to move into the pitch shot. So basically the pitch shot is the same as what your full swing is, and there's no real variation. It's just all it is in the short game, just using our setup and using our hands to control the ball. So we'll start off with the basics of how we hit the ball high and low, which is, so to hit the ball low we're going to go put the ball back in our stance. To hit the ball high, we're going to put the ball forward. Now we can roughly put the ball forwards 2 ball widths and back 2 widths, and the reason for that is when the ball's positioned off our left heel in general, that's the low point of our swing. There's only so much length that we're hitting through, and if we put the ball back too far we're going to hit down on it, which is going to make it come up. If we put the ball too far forward we're going to hit up on it and either hit it too high and balloon it, or scull it, or even worse, top it. So just grab a ball to give you an idea. So think of one ball width as 4 degrees of loft. So if I go back 2 ball widths, that's 8 degrees of loft. So that's like taking a sand wedge and turning it into an 8-iron. So to go low, we're just going to play it back in our stance a touch, like that. And to go forwards, we're just going to play it forward. So there's our left heel. So I've probably got that, that's about 1 ball width. Go to there and I'll go back. So we start here, that's 1, that's 2. And so let's say, so we can use our hands too to flight the ball. So if we want to hit a bit higher and softer, so with our full swing we've got that gentle like little hinge. So if we want to hit it a bit higher, what we're going to do is when we swing the club back, we're actually going to pick the club up more when we hinge like that. So we're going to go like that, and that's going to allow us to come in steeper and pop the ball up. It's going to come up higher off the face and land softer. Let's say about 15 yards off, away from the green or the flag. Have a bit of green to work with, and you just want to roll the ball into the hole. What we do is we take our hands out of it, so it's like a dead arm swing. So we're not going to do anything with our hands. So it's just basically we're just swinging back and through like that, and the ball will just bounce off the face, land, and should just roll out to the target. Now we're moving into, let's say we got a shot, we haven't got a lot of green to work with, we want to pop it up and get to sit down. Well, the first thing we do is we would widen our stance, and that's just lowering our center of gravity. Next thing we can do is just bend our knees more, legs more at the knees, again lowering our center of gravity, and then we can actually tilt our spine angle, and even if we want we can put that hinge in there, but that's just going to bring that angle of attack even steeper and just pop the ball straight up and straight down. So yeah, that concludes the short game. Well, sorry, I'm going to actually talk a bit about practicing. When you go out and practice, you don't just hit the ball from the same spots. So sort of start from 40 yards and work your way in, and then as you get around the green you want to hit all different types of shots, and even the harder the better, and because you want to develop variety in short game, because I mean you need to have a great short game as a backup. If you're not hitting the ball, you're missing fairways and greens. We need that short game to salvage your round. So yeah, also another thing is, just say you got a basic pitch shot, so hit the ball with 3 different trajectories. So the first one would be high trajectory, next one medium trajectory, and the last one a low trajectory. And then with the same shot, get 3 clubs. So you might have a 60, a 54 and a 52, and hit that same shot with the 3 different clubs. And what you're trying to do is, you know, that allows you to develop variety, and the more variety and imagination you have with your short game, the better your short game is going to be. And I mean, your objective in the short game is obviously you want to hole the ball first. You should always be thinking you're going to hole the ball. But if not, the next thing you're looking at is you want to focus on where the ball's going to land, because once it lands, there's not much you can control after that. So when you're practicing and playing, always focus on where the ball is going to land. When you're playing, instead of like practice swings, Sebi used to do this, is just pretend you're throwing a ball, because you'll get, like doing this compared to this, you're going to get more depth of feel and a feeling for playing that shot. And that's what Sebi would do, and then he'd get a feeling for the shot, and he'd just take a couple practice swings, and then he'd just step into the ball and just play the shot. And I mean, his short game was unbelievable. When you think he wasn't going to hole it out, he would just simply hole it out. So yeah, just get out there, practice as many different shots as you can, go through the motions that I've said, and if you do that, you're going to end up with a great short game.